more than 1.53 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccines have been administered worldwide to date. While numerically this is a huge number, vaccines are still relatively scarce globally. Many countries are still only vaccinating priority groups and frontline workers, as they do not have enough vaccines to offer to the general public. Some even do not have enough to offer to their frontline workers and are still highly dependent on non-pharmaceuticals to contain the virus and protect themselves. We have said repeatedly that it's only a vaccine that was going to get us out of this crisis, and that we will give our citizens access to a safe and effective vaccine when one was available. We have been very fortunate to have been able to contain this deadly virus for over a year with the prescription of non-pharmaceuticals, while in other countries we saw increasing case counts and deaths. We continually warned that it was only a matter of time before this virus got into our community. Well, the virus is back. We have been fortunate, however, here in the Federation of St Kitts and Nevis to have access to a vaccine that has proven to be safe and effective. Our vaccine rollout started on February 22nd this year. Despite significant vaccine hesitancy, to date, 14,747 persons came forward and received their first dose, bringing us to 44.6% of the target population. We also now have 4,572 persons who are now fully vaccinated, or 13.8% of the target population. I congratulate them all for doing the right thing in not just protecting themselves, but protecting others. That number could have and should have been higher. We called for an all-of-society approach in this fight, and many stepped forward to aid in this fight and encourage persons to come forward and get vaccinated. Some said that they had no reason to get vaccinated as we had no COVID. Well, I want to make it abundantly clear that the virus is back. You heard that we had a positive case who had no history of travel. We also had, since February 22nd, the tool to fight this deadly virus, the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. This vaccine is 70% effective in preventing COVID-19. This vaccine is 76% effective in preventing severe disease and hospitalization after a single dose. This vaccine is 82.4% effective in preventing severe disease and hospitalization after 2 doses. This vaccine is 100% effective in preventing death from COVID-19. We said that you needed to get vaccinated to protect yourself and those who could not be vaccinated and were dependent on you. That is the very young, those below the age of 18, and the very old and frail. For those of us who did the right thing and got vaccinated, we should benefit from the protection offered by the vaccine. This positive case should, however, serve as a wake-up call for all. It should be a wake-up call for those who were hesitating. It should be a wake-up call for those who knew better but refused to encourage others to step forward and get vaccinated. It should be a wake-up call for those who knowingly spread fake news and false information about the vaccines and prevented others from stepping forward. It should be a wake-up call for those who silently took the vaccine and chose not to share the information with others so that they can benefit from the protection. We have said, no one is safe until everyone is safe, and we need everyone on board in this fight. This virus has no respect for age, sex, race, or political affiliation. If you are not vaccinated, it will be coming for you. Our tourism sector cannot safely reopen if the port workers, hotel workers, taxi drivers, and restaurant workers are not fully vaccinated. And you heard that this was somebody in the tourism industry who tested positive. Teachers who we put in charge of our kids who are not eligible to be vaccinated and remain vulnerable to the disease are dependent on the adults around them to be protected, and they should step forward and do the moral thing and get vaccinated. Persons working in institutions like the prisons and nursing home have a moral responsibility to do the right thing and get vaccinated as a matter of urgency, as their inaction can lead to cluster spread in these institutions where they work. Healthcare workers like myself and other essential workers who are in regular contact with the general public have a moral responsibility to protect themselves and those who they serve by getting vaccinated. Our security forces, police and army, who made an oath to protect us, should all protect themselves first by getting vaccinated. Herd immunity benefits society collectively, so it's only fair that the responsibility of reaching it be shared evenly among the individual society members. This one case will not be the only case, as I am certain there are others who were exposed. With our contact tracing and our containment, we should be able to contain this virus as we have done over the past year. Even if we are successful now, more will come and we will again be placed at risk. Our only hope is to get to herd immunity, as that will protect us in this fight against this virus. And so our only hope is that you do not hesitate and get vaccinated.